All right, friends, thanks for joining us here on ABC24 Plus. I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Birchett. Wanted to hop on here for an update as thunderstorms are approaching the Mid-South this evening and tonight. Right now, time is 4:20 on your Saturday afternoon. It's been a very nice, a very quiet Saturday afternoon in Memphis and across the Mid-South, but that is going to be changing as we get further into the afternoon and the evening. We expected most of the day to be quiet. Those storms, though, they are going to be rolling on in. So let's get right to the maps here and talk about what's going on. Still a weather impact for tonight, a weather impact alert, because showers and thunderstorms are going to have an impact on your plans. It's a very busy Saturday in Memphis, and if you're going to be out later, these storms will impact you. So that's why we're giving you that extra heads up. Still looks like showers and thunderstorms are likely this evening and into tonight. Heavy rain going to be a concern, and a couple of thunderstorms could be a little bit stronger. I'm not expecting widespread, crazy severe weather, but a couple of these storms could be an issue. They could be just a little bit stronger. Let's get over to the radar map right now. Again, Memphis and the Mid-South completely quiet as of 4:20. In fact, many of us are experiencing sunshine, very warm temperatures in the 80s right now. But as we look back over to our west, that's where we have that line of thunderstorms coming in. We do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect along this line of thunderstorms, just getting ready to come up toward Little Rock. So the strongest storms are not quite to Little Rock. They're coming in there now. So that puts it about 3 hours away from Memphis, which lines up with that 7 to 8 p.m. time frame that we were expecting. So again, strong thunderstorms back through Arkansas. A couple of these have been severe. Damaging wind gusts have been the biggest concern back here. We did have a tornado warning earlier near Arkadelphia, Arkansas. That's down here in this area. That has since expired, and I don't have any reports that a tornado actually touched down. I do think the tornado threat's pretty low today, especially in the Mid-South. I think if there is a tornado threat, it's going to be back in central Arkansas, back toward Little Rock. As these storms move east, they're going to become much more of a damaging wind threat. But just to show you, south of Little Rock now, again, we do have several severe thunderstorm warnings. This is from Little Rock down through Pine Bluff, Arkadelphia, Benton areas, all of those experiencing those heavy thunderstorms now, and some high wind gusts in here as we kind of survey around. I've switched over to the wind mode now. And just to give you an idea of what's coming in, a lot of these storms producing 40, 50, maybe 60 mile an hour winds and a couple of thunderstorms. And again, I think that's going to be the biggest concern here, especially once these storms get closer to us. It's going to be the high wind gust and the heavy rain potential and a lot of thunder and lightning. These storms south of Little Rock are really producing a good bit of thunder and lightning right now as well. I do want to go over to our watches because we have a couple of watches that are in effect. We do have a tornado watch for central Arkansas. That's back toward Little Rock, doesn't include any of our area. And then we have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings in there. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of Arkansas. As this line gets closer to Memphis, I would expect we would be under a severe thunderstorm watch as opposed to a tornado watch. Again, I think the tornado threat's pretty low, especially once the storms get to Memphis and the Mid-South. I think the bigger concern will be the high wind gusts. So I definitely think, if anything, we would see a thunderstorm watch that would likely be out here in the next couple of hours. Severe weather threat is still a level 2 out of 5, so not a huge risk, not a very low risk either. More in the middle here, 5 being the highest risk. We're at a 2 right now for Memphis and all of the Mid-South. Breaking it down a little bit more as to what we're expecting, I think 60 mile an hour winds. If we do have a storm go severe, I think it's going to be for the high wind gusts, 50 to 60 miles an hour. That means anything outside could blow around a little bit. We could have some power outages. So now's a great time to secure anything that could blow around. Secondary threat would be some heavy flooding rain. As these storms roll in, they're going to be gully washers, heavy downpours with thunder and lightning. So you need to be prepared to head inside as these storms approach. Again, tornado threat and the hail threat, very low. This is not really the setup, especially in our area, that I would expect major tornadoes. Again, I can't rule it out. I can't rule out that we have one quick spin up, but I think the odds are pretty slim for that risk. I think the bigger concern, again, is going to be the high wind gusts and maybe some heavy flooding rain. So timing it out, it looks like in the Mid-South, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. So through the evening and overnight hours, that's when these storms will be approaching. Some could be stronger, but the bigger concern, the heavy rain, the gusty wind. So make sure you secure any loose objects. And of course, when you hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. So it's time to head on inside. I know we have a lot of people outside. Enjoy those football games. My Saturday afternoon activity is to head out to Laughlin and watch the football games on the big TVs outside with my friends. Couldn't be there today. All my friends are there, though. So I know a lot of folks are out there enjoying the games. Got some good games on today. Been watching them up here on the TV on ABC. So when a lot of people are watching those on their patio outside, you're fine for several more hours. But once we get to the end of that nightcap, we might start to see some thunderstorms get closer. So by 7, 8, 9 p.m., that's when those storms will be a little bit closer to Memphis. Here's the hour-by-hour radar. Right now, this is what the scene looks like. I think this model's doing a good job of placing those storms. We were looking at the radar earlier with those storms coming into Little Rock. So the model's starting off good. It has the storms in the right spot. So that means we can kind of trust this timing as it moves forward. So here's 6 p.m. Most of the Mid-South still dry. Storms starting to come into eastern Arkansas, Harrisburg, Poinsett County, Wynne, Helena, West Helena. Maybe by 7 o'clock we'll start to see those storms. But I think for Memphis and the metro, it's going to be 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. that those storms really come in. So if you're in Memphis, Shelby County, DeSoto County, right along the river, Dyersburg, Ripley, Covington, Tunica, Clarksdale, those storms will be crossing the river into you by 8 or 9 p.m. and then continuing east from there. I stopped this at 9 o'clock for one reason, because that's when it's coming into Oxford. It is going to be a busy night on the square in Oxford with a lot of folks down there. So I just want to give you that extra heads up that storms are going to be coming into Oxford by 9 o'clock. So you need to be in the bar or at your house, whatever you're going to do tonight, get there before 9 o'clock because these storms are going to be very heavy. And again, they could produce some high wind gusts too. By 10 or 11 p.m., a little closer to Corinth and Selmer, but starting to clear out. Notice how the rain is already clearing out. I think by midnight, for the most part, this is done. Certainly by 1 or 2 a.m., this rain will be out of here. So this is not going to be an all-night event that you're going to have to stay up and make sure the weather's not too bad. By 1 or 2, this is done. Certainly by tomorrow morning, this rain is out of here. We'll actually wake up to sunshine early Sunday morning, and then Sunday just looks fantastic. I made plans tomorrow to be outside. Hopefully you will too. If you've been waiting on this fall-like weather, tomorrow's the day. This cold front that's coming in is really going to put us into good shape. Winds have been a little breezy today. You might have noticed that ahead of these thunderstorms. They've been out of the south, though. Winds are coming in out of the south. So warm, muggy air coming in off the Gulf. It's adding a little fuel to those thunderstorms. What happens is when the storms pass and the front comes through, the winds will switch. So we're going to have winds tomorrow that are out of the north. That's going to bring in cool, dry air, and it's going to be a little breezy tomorrow. Still, gusts around 30 miles an hour, but it is going to be a lot cooler. I'm actually going to check and see what the temperature is right now because I know it is very warm today. Latest report in Memphis is 82. It has gotten up to 84 today, so it's been very hot this afternoon, way above average. Sunday, 68 degrees. Beautiful sunshine tomorrow. We stay very nice for Monday and Tuesday. Sunshine, 75 Monday, 73 Tuesday. So the next several days, it's that fall-like weather that we have been waiting on. And I know a lot of us are excited about that. If you've been holding off on that chili recipe to get it out, tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday are going to be great for that. Sunshine and a lot cooler. Temperatures actually below average. Sunday night and Monday morning, we might have to turn some heaters on if you're really cool-natured and you need some extra heat. So this is Sunday night, waking up Monday morning, getting back to work, getting out the door Monday. 48 in Memphis, 41 in Bolivar, 42 in Oxford. A couple of spots Monday morning could flirt with the upper 30s. We've got 39 for the low temperature in Corinth. And it looks like in general, we're going to stay pretty cool through the week as well. Average high 74. Fall is finally arriving, 60s and 70s through next week. We're going to have a couple of extra fronts come through next week that are going to kind of keep our temperatures where they should be as opposed to heating back up. Very slight chance of sprinkles Tuesday. There's going to be another little front that comes through, might provide a shower. Next best chance of rain is by the end of next week. Friday, maybe a little bit into Saturday. This time next weekend, we could have some more showers roll through. So adding all of that up, for the next 7 days, we're looking at 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of rain. And then once that next round comes through Friday and Saturday of next week, we could add in an extra inch on top of that. I do want to remind you here as you go through your day, you can get extended weather updates on ABC24 Plus. That is our streaming channel for Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and Samsung. So if you have any of those smart TVs that you can put apps on, like Netflix, Hulu, you can download our app. Just search ABC24. We'll have extended updates through the day as these storms roll on in, and you can watch back extended coverage there as well. I am not dumb to the fact that we have big football games on ABC this evening, so I'm going to try my best to not interrupt those games. I take no pleasure in interrupting football. I definitely don't want to do it today because I don't want to deal with the angry phone calls. So we're going to be doing a lot more coverage on our streaming app. So you'll be able to find us, again, on our mobile app, here on Facebook, on ABC24+. That's where we're going to be doing a lot of weather coverage today. I'm going to try my best to avoid cutting into football. Unless it's a dire, life-threatening situation. We might take up some commercial breaks here or there. But unless the situation is just absolutely insane, I'm going to try to not do that. We're going to try to stream more online and then put up the crawl to direct people to go there. So wherever you're watching right now, we're going to have updates right here through the day. So just stay tuned. I do want to remind you who we cover here at ABC24. In case you're new around here or just checking in, we're based in Memphis, but we cover a lot of eastern Arkansas, West Tennessee, and North Mississippi. So these are the counties we are responsible for. I almost treat you like my children because I feel a great responsibility to take care of all of you people out there. I know not everybody lives in Memphis, not everybody lives in DeSoto County. We've got a lot of good people that watch us up in Dyersburg, Blytheville, over in Corinth, Bolivar, Selmer, down to Oxford, Clarksdale, Helena, West Helena, Wynn, wherever you are. We cover all of you. So if the weather is bad enough in your area, these are the counties that we will cover. So if your county is on the map, you can follow us right here and you can trust that we will have updates for you if severe weather happens to threaten your neighborhood. The good news is, again, once this clears out, weather looks great tomorrow, 68 degrees, breezy with some sunshine, beautiful weather Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday looks pretty good, low to mid 70s. We are going to watch, though, by the end of the week, Friday into Saturday, could be another slight chance of maybe a couple of showers there. One more quick update on the radar before I let you go. Again, it's going to be closer to 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock before these storms get closer to Memphis. But we are watching those thunderstorms back to our west, some strong ones back there. Biggest concern as they approach is going to be some high wind gusts and also some heavy rain. Tornado threat low. Can't completely rule it out. Of course, we'll watch it very, very carefully. Stay right here with us on ABC24+ for the most extended coverage, updates, and information. If you're watching on Facebook, we're going to cut you loose for right now. If you're on ABC24+, we're going to put up our stream of extended weather updates and information, and we'll pop back in through the evening as the situation warrants. Our next scheduled newscast, it won't be on TV tonight because of football, but we will be streaming it on ABC24+. Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. That is at 6 p.m. So we will see you then. For right now, I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Birchett. Keep an eye on that radar this afternoon.